Hi, it's Melanie here. I'm gonna make a video. This is probably not gonna be at all weight loss related, but it probably a video for myself. Um, it's going to be my a personal kind of like personal thing that's going on currently with my life, or what's you know knowing me personally, and not anything, related to weight loss. Maybe in one aspect or another, but this really getting into me, into my personal life, what I'm trying to say. Um, and the reason why I'm getting into it is because I feel like I need to speak about it for some reason. I don't know. I don't think I have. I feel better when I try to communicate with myself, and kind of like blog on the computer. I've always treated this as possibly my own diary, my own life. Um, so what I want to talk to you about today is I'm actually having, for the first time in my, I don't know, almost 8 years, I feel like I'm actually becoming a mother, like the mother that I've always wanted to become. Um, I'm having more responsibilities, Um, I had my son, at the age of, I was 21 when I was pregnant, 22 when I had him. I didn't really, and he was my first child, of course, and I didn't know anything about parenting. I didn't know anything. Everything was new to me. And the thing is that I've always had extra help. Whenever I needed something, um, somebody was there. I've always had my mother close by. I've always had my husband's mother close by. My sister, everybody always helped me with whatever. And I probably kind of laid more responsibility on probably my husband when it came to my son, basically because I was the one who was almost actually supporting the whole household, and it was like that for a couple of years. I was the one bringing in the bread. I was the one working my ass off, um, to support the household. So others have the responsibility of taking care of my child, and me not actually bonding, as much as a mother should, or being responsible. Um, Now, but as far as when I tried to lose the weight, when the weight after you gain when you're pregnant, I tried joining a gym, right? But then, of course, I felt so horrible that my son was just born, and I was like, how can I do this? How can I go to the gym and leave him? I would come from work, come home at 5 o'clock, then go to the gym from, like, I don't know, six. I would suppose maybe like 6:30 to 8, and then come home to my son. I mean, like, I was like, what kind of mother am I? So that didn't last long, and then the part where I this is where the weight loss gets in, and I've talked about this for a couple of times now. Like with the weight loss, like I felt so horrible, um, because like, for 8 months I dedicated myself solely to myself, and then like I was like, I felt like horrible, like I was like a horrible person, a horrible mother, for not, sharing my time with my son or with my family. Um, I guess I didn't find the balance. I still struggle with balance to this day, but um, possibly like when I'm drinking or something. Like I probably get emotional right now because that's when I start getting emotional. Like I start talking to like my best friend sometimes, and I'm like, oh, what kind of mom am I? um, I didn't, my husband used to take him to school, pick him up from school, you know. I mean, like, I just, like, I missed so much, like, in between, you know. I didn't have the motherly responsibility because mommy was never there and mommy was always working, you know, and where mommy was always exercising, and, you know, so, like, oh, I have, like, so much in me. Um, but yeah, I don't want to cry. But the reason why I'm making this video is because after 7 years, I'm finally, um, I guess I have like the extra time now, and I'm like dedicating myself. I lost the weight, you know, I did what I had to do. I went through that whole plastic surgery experience, had my downtime, you know, and, you know, now my husband is working, and I have more responsibilities, meaning where now I have the opportunity of taking my son to school, picking him up from school. You know, what we do in the car now is, you know, because it's about maybe a 20-25 minute ride from his school to my house. Um, you know, what I do while I drive is, like, I test him, you know, on his little vocabulary words or his spelling words and stuff like that. So, you know, and I spend time with him now as well when I go to the house, and I, you know, I help him with his homework and stuff like that. And that's huge to me. It's like, it's huge because it's like I'm finally feeling like a mother, finally feeling like I'm doing the duties that I'm supposed to do. I'm cooking now, you know, for my son and for my family, you know. I'm like, this is it, Melanie. You've discovered what it is to be a mother and to be a wife, you know, and take care of your family. Yeah, you brung in the bread for all, you know, all this time and stuff, and, like, you know, now you're actually doing what you're supposed to do as a wife and as a mother, you know. Um, so I just, like, I feel, you know, how I've set goals for myself and I've accomplished all of my goals. Um, and this has to be one of my goals as well, you know. And I'm feeling uh, an ongoing accomplishment of actually learning how to be a mom and stuff. And, you know, this was another reason why I, you know, possibly didn't want to have another kid as well, where I'm like, well, if I can't have this much time, or I don't have the patience, or I don't, you know, or if I can't, like, dedicate myself or be there for my son, take him to school, you know, pick him up and stuff like that, how am I gonna have another child? You know, so I didn't want the extra guilt, but now that I'm actually, like, learning how to be one, not learning, but actually being one, you know, it feels really, really good, you know. Um, let's see. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to go with this, but I just, like, I felt like I had to document it for some odd reason, you know, because it was just like it's been an ongoing guilt for, like, the last, what, 3.5 years, you know, especially like it hit me really bad, like, while I was losing the weight, you know. And then when my son, you know, he struggled last year in school, you know, and he almost failed, you know. Oh my God, I, like, what that did to me, you know. I'm like, you know, so I blame myself. I'm like, this is my fault. This is my fault because I didn't do what I had to do, you know, when I had all those months, you know, of working out and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, this is my fault because I didn't pay extra attention to him and I didn't sit there and study with him. So there was a lot of blaming going on. So I'm doing a lot of, like, soul searching within myself as well. And I'm sorry if I'm getting emotional in this video. I usually don't do this, but every time I talk about this subject, I'm like, I get emotional because it's like, you know, it's the most horrible thing in the world to think you're not a good parent, you know. Um, and I've always envied my best friend, um, because she was a stay-at-home mom, right? And she would do everything with her kids. She would go to PTA meetings. She would go to class trips with them, and she would be there every single part of their lives. And I guess that's the type of mother that I want my son to see, and I wasn't doing it, or I wasn't providing it for him, you know. Um, so now that I am, I feel freaking good about it. And I'm just like, you know what? I have to freaking make a video about this. But there goes the video. I have a call. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.